Flashing lights in the dark baritone hum. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. Your TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. Nerd TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat soaked battles outside space and time. Nerd TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. Nerd TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Tires calling for the sweet finish line. Sweat soaked battles outside space and time. Nerd TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. Nerd TV, we're living the dream. Strap me in, fuel me with untamed speed. Data in the storm, all the rush I need. Glitches on the edge, chaos in the stream. Sim racing paradise, unraveling the sea. Nerd TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. Nerd TV, we're living the dream. Flashing lights in the dark baritone hum. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. Your TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. Nerd TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat soaked battles outside space and time. Nerd TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. Nerd TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Tires calling for the sweet finish line. Sweat soaked battles outside space and time. Nerd TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. Nerd TV, we're living the dream. Touch me louder to the range. Fuel burns in the glow of the pitch to blaze. The rumors roll, the fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pounding, engines climb. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel through the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul.
And welcome to Nerd T for another OTSS Select Series race live from the simulated Nashville Super Speedway here for race number 9 of the inaugural 2026 season as we get our countdown to green live and running presented by Icon Apparel Company. And this is the back half of the season. Points still pretty tight overall, and here's the race stats for here this evening as you see the number 2 just sliding across like it's ice out there. 75 degrees in the air, 82 degrees track temp, very little wind. So that's kind of odd for the season so far. And then partly cloudy as we approach nightfall there in Nashville. And my name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty on the interwebs. And to my right hand side, partner producer, blacking it out here this evening, trying something new and a new graphic. Dustin didn't even show me. He showed me everything but this one. What's going on, man? Mr. Dustin Logston, button presser, producer, commentator, the man of a million hats and one. What's going on?
I gotta have a million hats, man, to cover up this shiny dome that I got. Nah, man, it's Nashville. We're here in the Music City. So, again, race number 9. We are in the back half of the season. Point standings are super close, Jeremy. I mean, we've got, I think there was like 2 or 3 ties for positions in the points. It's getting pretty heated right now, and what a track to come to. This is a very technical track. It's a fun track to watch, a fun track to race. And I mean, what a track to come to duke it out for race number 9 here over at the OTSS Select Series, presented by Empower Ed Research Institute. So it should be a fun one.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good here. We're going to check out the points, let you guys know what that looks like so far after 8 races. Either EJ Luna, top of the board, and tied Mr. Danny White. Those two guys just been going back and forth, but somehow Tyler Honeycutt recovered at Dover after an early miscue. He's only 6 points out. DJ Honeycutt's only 12 out. Dustin, we're halfway through the season, and we have 3 drivers basically within 10 points of one another. The top 2 are tied. Love to see the competition through this field. Let me just go through the rest of the top 10. You got Dustin Franklin in 5th, Bobby Mantle in 6th. Those 2 guys are tied as well. And then that's where it gets a little separated. DJ Honeycutt, 10 points out of that. In 7th, you got Abram Ghostin, 33 points out. Alec Zirkle, and 36 points out. In the top 10 is Mr. Paulie Torrance, 45 out. What's really kind of surprising is Garrett Spriggs, multi-time winner, 3 wins of the 8-race season. He's 48 points out. You gotta catch all the races, right, Dustin?
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's a lot of it is consistency, Jeremy. I mean, it's the race wins are great. I mean, we know, like for Garrett Spriggs, he's got the speed. It's the consistency. A lot of the drivers that have been up there, and a lot of them that are tied for points, as Dustin Franklin, Bobby Mantle. I mean, they're consistent. Consistent, you know, throughout the season. And that's what it's going to take to win this championship. But I mean, these point standings, I mean, they're getting brutally close. Every point matters. Every point counts. And that's why it's worth staying in, even if you have a busted truck, to try to salvage any points you can, Jimmy. We've been doing this gig for a while now. You spit out stats of how many productions we've had, how many leagues we broadcasted for. We have seen championships won and lost by a single point. So it's getting tight.
Yeah, we really have, and it's looking like after 8 races, we're going to be crunch time in this thing at the end of the 12-race season to open up this thing, and I'm looking forward to it. Let's get this race going. And we might be kicking over here to qualifying real soon. Looks like they are. So it's our time. Get our cameras off your screens. We're going to go full screen of this qualifying session for the Music City 160. And this race is presented by one of the teams out here, OTSS Motorsports, for the second time this season. They're paying up. They're going to put their logo on this this race, and I'm curious on how this is going to run, Dustin. I don't know if we got graphics for it, but I know there's at least one driver in a Dodge, and for the first time, I think in our broadcast career, if not definitely this.
Two drivers in a Dodge, and I know that because our software, because that was just released today, does not have the Ram logo on there. So I get a list of all the manufacturer logos on my runtime sheet, and I've got two of them that do not have a logo at all. That is going to be one, Mr. Steve Rada, and the other one is Jackson Clark in the 31. So the 3 and the 31 both are running Rams tonight.
There you go. And this is the first time ever. I was saying that you have to qualify your way in. They said in the drivers' meeting that there's going to be one driver not making the race. So we're going to see who happens to be that person. If all indeed do make a qualifying attempt, we'll see who's out of it. Here's you got about 3 minutes left in this session. You got now 15 drivers filing in. 92, Jeff Hammond. Looks like he's way ahead up there. 1/1000th with Garrett Spriggs in second. That's a really close battle. And the top 5 all within that 0.6 second bracket.
Yeah, and qualifying is going to be close here. As they're still, I mean, you see them running in right now. I mean, look at the qualifying times. So close right now are the qualifying times. Danny White in that 64 for Old Dogs leading the way right now. Jonathan Hammond in the 92 is in that second place, and Brad Miner currently resides in the third. That is your top 3 starters based on time right now. But we still got drivers out there on the track. Tyler Honeycutt's out there on the track. EJ Luna, Stephen Hayes, Abram Ghostin, all out there. Donnie Honeycutt as well in the 22, all out there still trying to put some time down. Those are the drivers that have not locked the time in at all yet. So that's why their names are not on your scoring tower.
There we go. Currently, we see all post the time. I don't see the amount of drivers that they were talking about in the drivers meeting, Dustin. We got about 25-ish entries, at least on my SDK timing here. So I think we're actually going to get all these drivers in based on who is in session right now.
Not exactly.
See Danny White at the top.
It's just because they have a lower amount of drivers, chartered drivers, which pay to ensure that they start every race. Those guys are guaranteed. They're only allotted 3 non-chartered spots per race. It doesn't matter if they have 30 entries. That means 3 of those 30 entries are going to be non-chartered drivers. Or if they have 25, that means there's only 3 non-chartered spots, period. We have 4 non-chartered drivers right now that are currently trying to bid for those 3 spots. So for the first time this season, Jeremy, we are potentially looking at a driver not going to be able to make it in the main event.
Yeah, 10-4 on that based on the charter system, which I kind of like that, how they have that set up. I've been with leagues prior that do that. And it makes it worthwhile when you got a lot of drivers and they put, some time and effort in and put some money down on the charter. It makes it more worthwhile whenever you lock yourself in when you got the driver count. So as we're closing this thing out here, looks like we got 24 times posted. And I think Jared Hammond is the last of the drivers without the charter, if I'm not mistaken. So Steve Rada barely edges the 36. That should put the one of 2 Dodges, Steve Rada, up in the field. And then I think the other one was
Jackson Clark.
Thank you, the other Dodge. And he's definitely locked in.
Yep.
So there we go. And we're just waiting for the time to tick down. Charlie Bass, I don't think he's on track. So we're just getting the beautiful shots around this Nashville Super Speedway. And see how much time we got left here. We're closing up in 5 seconds. So here, just very shortly, we're going to be going through the grid here. But first, before we hit the grid, I'm going to thank our partner every single Tuesday. That's going to be Empowered Research Institute. So Empowered Research Institute is a nonprofit organization committed to advancing education and communities through research, innovation, and collaboration. Through its research programs and services, Empower Ed Research Institute strives to harness the power of education to uplift individuals, foster community engagement, and affect positive change. Empower Ed Research Institute invites educators, researchers, policymakers, community leaders, and individuals passionate about education to join us on our mission. Together, we can make a meaningful difference in the lives of learners and communities. And visit them at empoweredresearchinstitute.org for more information. And here we go. Starting lineup for race number 9 of 12 for the opening 2026 season. We got Danny White and Stephen Hayes going to take P1 and P2 here on the front row. Row number 2, we're going to find EJ Luna in the 24. Jonathan Hammond starts in P4. Position number 5, we're going to find Brad Miner in P5. Garrett Spriggs starting in 6th. Row number 4, we're going to find Jonathan Gaston in the 72 and 7th. Bobby Mantle to the outside in position number 8. Row number 5, Stephen Abased, truck number 2. And Alex Zirkle in truck number 8. Row 6, you'll find Polly Torrance. In truck 6, Tyler Honeycutt. And the 45 starts in 12th. Row 7, Nolan Todd there in 13th and to his outside. Abram Ghostin in 14th. Row 8, Jackson Clark there in 15th place. Donnie Honeycutt starts in 16th. In 17th place, Curtis Noble. And then 18th place to the outside, Brad Berry. And to finalize the top 20, DJ Honeycutt in 19th, Dustin Franklin in 20th. 21st, you're going to find Stephen Rada. And then 22nd, we're going to find Jared Hammond. And then 23rd and 24th belong to Dave Harrington, John Border, and the last driver, Charlie Bass, and the 94 Caboose in the field in 25th place.
Yep. Should be a good one tonight, Jeremy. It really should. Sorry, my mind was a little sidetracked. I noticed a little boo-boo on the
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah, I know you've seen it.
It made me stutter.
Yeah. Our fellow nerd Scott Martin's picture made an appearance on there,
It sure-
and it wasn't supposed to.
He must have paid you for that.
Oh, he sure did. We get ready to go green flag. You got Danny White, Stephen Hayes leading the way. Green flag flies. We are underway for the Music City 160. Presented by Texas Motorsports as they rip it into turn 1 right now. 3 wide battle up front as EJ Luna puts his nose on the inside. Danny White on the inside drifts up a little bit near contact. That's going to have to force Stephen Hayes to that top side. And we got a spin in the back. It looks like it's Nolan Todd in that 99.
Yep, Nolan Todd deep in the field. It's going to remain green flag conditions as he spins off onto the apron, not on the racing surface. So no harm, no foul to the field. We stay green flag as we're going to kick it back to replay and see exactly those cold tires, Dustin. He's just walking that thing all the way through 1 and 2.
Yeah, and a little bit flirting with that yellow line and kind of offset the balance of that truck a little bit too. Did not help, and that sent him down. Good thing is no contact, but lost a lot of time, Jeremy.
Yeah, a lot of time there. He's going to be deep in the field early. Lap 2 of 120 is the overall lap count here. As you see a lot of trucks loose there. The 92 Jeff Hammond really loose there on the inside as well. This track gets really tight on the long run. Short run though, they think the tires are so low on air pressures. They're gonna just try to ride it out for about 5 laps, let the pressures build up, and then maybe you can start making some passes. And Dustin, this track somehow, some way has a turn 1 and turn 2 that can kind of be a multi-groove race. 3 and 4 is more just toward the bottom, especially off of turn 4 because that corner cuts real quick, kind of like a Dover from last week. Turn 1 and turn 2 is a really wide exit and allows some drivers to multi-groove this thing, and then you saw a couple of drivers bounce off the wall there.
Yeah, I think that actually might have been the 2 of Abased and the 97 there of Brad Berry. Sorry, had a brain fart. My goodness. Looked like they got tight coming off the corner there. That's exactly what you were talking about, Jeremy. It's that 3 and 4 is more of a low lane corner there just because that turn 4 wall comes up fast. No, we got contact back there. That looks like that's going to be Charlie Bass and Brad Berry. We were just talking about it.
Man.
And no caution because it's down in the infield. 2 more drivers lose a lot of ground. We're going to see if we can't try to figure out what took place that led to this little conundrum, Jeremy.
Well, Texas Motorsports probably shouldn't be sponsoring this race if they're going to take themselves out here before lap 5. But
Well,
this one was Brad Berry just bouncing off the wall, and the 94 is just innocent victim of this one.
Yeah, there was nothing that Charlie Bass could have done there. The 97 Brad Berry did exactly what he did the previous lap. That corner and wall just came up ever so quick, made contact, and it just pinballed him right back down the track in front of Charlie Bass.
3 Fords with some issues early on here within the first 5 laps as we're cycling through here. Lap 6 underway, completing itself. EJ Luna with a half a second lead over 13 Stephen Hayes. Garrett Spriggs sits there in third, now in second, taking over. This is going to get real tight. Stephen Hayes tries to squeeze the gap, does make it happen, shoots back up the track a little bit, and Danny White tried to make a move on it. Not going to be able to make it happen this time. And Jeff Hammond, his truck's a little tightened up from that turn 2 looseness a couple laps ago, and he's going to attack the 64 and try to get back to P4.
Yeah, and that's Jonathan Hammond in the 92. Like you said, looks like he has tightened up a little bit. Now can jump to the attack, but now has to battle the 64 of Danny White. Now, Jeremy, we had talked about it. Danny White tied for the race lead with, wouldn't you know it, your race leader right now, EJ Luna, and you better believe that both drivers know that. They know that it is a dead heat between those 2 drivers, and both sitting in the top 5 right now in striking distance. But Jeremy, we got a lot of laps. 120 laps is the scheduled distance for tonight's event. We just now completed lap 8. We are starting lap 9 as it sits. Green flag pit stops in general, pit strategy can play a huge part in this configuration of a track.
Yeah, 100% here. You're going to see this race really widen out all over the place, probably 30 laps in. As the handling wears off, this becomes like a really driver's track. A little bit of rhythm involved, but it's such a more technical track for 1.5 miles. This concrete surface is very unforgiving. It's a good group of trucks right here. Battle nose to tail. These guys are acting like they just hit the restart here, but we're only 10 laps in. Expect this to fizzle out in just a little bit. You see the 45, Tyler Honeycutt. He's going to try to make a pass here on the inside, halfway down the back straightaway on lap number 10. Going to try to pick up one pass. Paulie's going to put on a good fight here as Natalie cheers him on there on the YouTube side.
Yeah, and this is a track that you can put up a good fight, Jeremy, but you got to watch the tires. Now, these drivers have the set that's on their truck. They've got 3 extra sets behind the wall down pit road, but you definitely want to make sure that you keep care of those. This racing surface is exactly the same as what you would find at Dover or Bristol. It can chew the tires up, it can heat them up, it can get them greasy. So you got to be careful with that 2-wide racing like that. Sometimes it might just be best to let the driver get by you, and then you tackle them a few laps later and you try to put your truck on the
Yeah, it's a good strategy call there. Is 22 still trying to get underneath the number 6 here as we go. Twisted speed setups. Truck telemetry here. Right on board the roof camera of the number 6, Paulie Torrance. You see the top speed for him is going to be about 167 before getting to turn number 3. It should be very similar getting into turn number 1. He gets to the inside this time. He's going to clear that 22 momentarily. Has his eyes set forward now as he's crawling through the field here a little bit. And Dustin, you're starting to see that spacing. Look ahead. There's a massive gap between the top 5 and everybody else on back. But even these guys are starting to just go all single file, and about the next 5 laps or so you're going to hit that true mid-run portion where the tires are just going to start to lose their extra grippiness.
Yeah, and that's when it's going to start getting interesting, Jeremy. That's when you're going to see these drivers kind of experience the looseness that they had at the start of the race on those cold tires, low pressure tires. You're going to see them start to search this track for grip. That's what they're going to do. They will, again, they'll venture from different lines. They might drift up a little higher to see if they can't try to get some more grip. But this is one of those tracks that if you get a group of guys, and we know that this group of drivers can set in on some long, amazing green flag runs, it is going to get spaced out, and it's really going to push these drivers.
Yeah, it'll definitely, and you'll see that here. We saw the looseness earlier. We're going to see some tight trucks. Turn 4 might be a coffin corner on the long run here. And then turn 2, it's really wide, but somehow the truck can feel really tight as well. There's not much banking down there. You see this is a great shot headed down from turn 3 down to turn 2. A lot of trucks still maintaining single file here. You're going to see a lot of them run the bottom here. If you're going to run the middle lane, you're probably washing up. Like you saw the number 3 there, Steven Rada making his OTSS debut in one of the 2 Ram trucks here. There's 3 drivers making their first start with Jackson Clark, Steve Rada, and one of the other Hammonds. Not the one up front, not the 92, but the one that's kind of, yeah, which is one of the truck number 36. And he didn't actually, he's off the track right now. So I guess really one of 2 left over in this race.
Yeah, and speaking of Rams, the only 2 Rams in the field have found each other, and now they're starting to duke it out as you got Steve Rada in the 3 up on the top side, Jackson Clark in the 31 down low. So these guys duking it out. And you can, Jeremy, you're going to see little pockets of 2 wide racing. You see up just a little further, you see 2 wide racing, and then this is up further in front of Rada and Clark. But 2 wide here, that's going to be Dustin Franklin there on the top side of the 15 at DJ Honeycutt. And this is what it is. You will get straight line racing until you can build a run up, and then you're going to get good side-by-side racing. And this track's wide enough to pose and give the viewers some amazing good side-by-side racing. I mean, we've seen the start of the race. They instantly went 3 wide, plenty of space for it.
Yeah, this track is pretty wide. It's just, it's not fun as a driver when you're 30 laps into the run and your tires don't have much grip, and then you go 3 wide, and you're going to question life itself whether if you can make the corner stick on the inside. You have to really throttle down, and the truck gets extra tight on top of that here. Sorry to complete here lap number 19, and we're going to thank one of our partners here as we continue the truck green flag action along the way. This time I'm going to thank, we don't voice them out too much, Dustin. We see their commercial all the time. You actually star in their commercial. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused jerky. Boozy Jerky brings amazing booze flavor with amazing cuts of jerky meat, packed with protein and flavor. This is the perfect on-the-go snack for anyone. Enjoyed by the nerds during the late-night game sessions where snackage is king. Boozy Jerky delivers prime fashion, in prime fashion now. So visit boozyjerky.com. Get yours today. I know we got our own flavors. It's time to restock for myself. And they were actually part of our pre-race there. They had our little sponsor plug themselves. So speaking of which, Dustin, you got a shout out there. Race Control really loves the new layout, and so far it looks like it's doing fantastic on our end. And great job, man. It looks fantastic from my eyes as well.
I appreciate that. I do. We take a lot of pride in our stuff. We want to try to give you guys all the information possible because, like you, we are race fans as well. So we try to understand and know what you guys look for, and know that is not me in the Boozy Jerky commercial, though, even though everybody gives me all kinds of crap saying it is. They do not pay me royalty, so that is not me.
If you ask Jason, or actually, no, if you ask Steve Rada that's on the track tonight, truck number 3, he's going to tell you that's you on the commercial. But
all day long. All day long. He will argue until he's blue in the face.
Yeah, that is absolutely factual here. 22 laps in. Let's take a look at the weather. Let's see how this track has changed since we went from sunset now into complete nightfall there. Still, air temp's about the same, track temp's about the same. The wind's staying very stagnant, so so far, I guess the sunset cooled off a little. Yeah, it's a little. It stayed cool, and it kind of remained the same track temp. So the weather is not playing a part of the handling of these trucks, and I've not seen too many trucks fighting over looseness anymore. I think they've kind of transitioned to feeling comfortable or feeling tight. There's these guys who have to wait on that throttle quite a bit. We're seeing some side-by-side racing. This is just the fact that guys are dropping back, moving forward, and let's actually take a look at that. The positions gained or lost on our new overlay. We can do that on a click of a button. And look at that, bright, beautiful colors, green and red. Green means good, red means bad. And so one of your top movers here within the top 25. I've got a couple 6 position changes. Dustin Franklin up 6. Looks like John Border's going to float around between 6 and 7 positions gained. DJ Honeycutt in the 22 also at 6, and Tyler Honeycutt. So a lot of movers up. And your back movers, well, Bobby Mantle down 16. That's not typical of Bobby. You got Nolan Todd down 10 from his rack earlier. Steven Abbassed down 8. And that's just one of many features you're going to see on this new overlay.
Yeah, and we were covering Bobby Mantle as we were, we were talking, and you were doing the Boozy Jerky ad read, and the cameras were focused up on the leader, EJ Luna. You see the 89 of Bobby Mantle. He is up there in front of EJ Luna right now. So tail end of the lead lap. So not sure exactly what happened to the 89, but definitely fell off pace from where he started. So we'll have to try to follow up on that, see what's going on. But currently, still holding on to that tail end of the lead lap. Has not gone a lap down just yet, but he is trying everything to break the draft, to not let EJ Luna pull in and get that slipstream off of him down that straightaway on the backstretch. So something we'll have to watch. But right now, EJ Luna up front leading. Garrett Spriggs in the 81 up 4 positions. Jeremy has done a fantastic job right now putting himself in P2, but right now he's finding himself having a hard time trying to chase down that 24.
Yeah, Spriggs has been on a tear. When he's in the seat in one of these races, he is guaranteed to make some noise through the field here. We're 27 laps in, and Sim Racing Fiends driver, you can see him right there, currently second. Doing great work. He's trying to get 4 trophies, Dustin, in 9 races. That'll put him just under 50%. 3 out of 8's already stupid impressive. And the way he's running right now, if he can catch a caution, get a little break with EJ, maybe hit up some pit strategy, we might have a chance of seeing him, because him and the 24 are just kind of on a breakaway here. 3rd place, Stephen Hayes, almost 3 seconds back. Then a bunch of drivers in that 5-second break there. You see right there, Lone Star Racing driver Stephen Hayes in truck number 13. He hasn't been up in the front, Dustin, not too recently, but looks like Nashville's treating him pretty well.
Yeah, well, and I believe, if memory serves me right, I don't believe Stephen Hayes was at the race event last week at Dover. I believe he took a team provisional on that one. And there's been a number of drivers. This league does offer the provisionals like that, because, hey, real life happens. We all get that. But if you have to use a provisional like that, I mean, that just weighs in on the fact that you have to be consistent on all the races that you are here. We touched base on that, talking about the 81 of Garrett Spriggs with Sim Racing Fiends, 3 wins. He's got 3 win stickers already this season out of 8 events. But he's all the way back in 11th place in points, some 40 points out. It's the other 5 races, where's the finishing position? Was there any races missed there that would have been, a complete loss of points? Or even if they had to take a provisional that race, you're getting last place points. That all factors into that. So, I mean, consistency and being here is what is definitely paying the bill.
Yeah, we see that with quite a few drivers in the points and whatnot. We're going to actually go to our first picture-in-picture commercial break. We're going to cycle through some more green flag laps, and I would imagine shortly after we're going to find some green flag pit stops along the way. We'll be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful, booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
Chevyland's hitting the ground running this new year with the Silverado Sell-Off. Receive up to $9,000 off MSRP from your Silverado headquarters on select new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500s. Shop the area's best Silverado inventory. Over 120 Silverado models to choose from. But hurry in soon, because the Silverado Sell-Off won't last long. Start the new year in high gear at the Silverado Sell-Off. Happening now at Chevyland, your Silverado headquarters.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And back to full screen here, lap 41 of scheduled 120 laps here tonight for the 9th race of the 2026 season. And we got a couple pit stops, I think at least one, two, a couple of the Ghost Motorsports drivers, the 46 Brad Miner, 45 Tyler Honeycutt. They are starting to make their pit stop cycle through. And Dustin, as we were on that commercial break, we were told by Steve Rader, one of the drivers tonight, that the reason why the 89 Bobby Mantle's so far back, and which we didn't actually cover, is he had a penalty to start the race here. So he had to drop to the back immediately, and that's why he's so far out of it. And here's also the 66. One of the Harringtons out here, Dave Harrington, going to make his pit stop. Looks like clean entry along the way. So 3 drivers in this time by. Just past the 3rd of the way mark in this thing. So it looks like it's going to be a 2-stopper for some of these guys for sure.
Yeah, and we missed that part. I was in the drivers' meeting, and I remember hearing about that and completely bypassed and forgot what it was. But yeah, again, there was 2 penalties that were served. One was a EOL, by trying to remember. It was one of the Honeycutt. I remember if it was EJ or Don. But might have been Honeycutt. And if I'm incorrect on that, you can go ahead and blast the crap out of me. It's okay. My feelings won't get hurt. I have dad memory at times, which isn't always the greatest.
Hey,
but
hey, guess what?
what?
You're correct.
I'm correct.
Correct. It's fact checked.
It is fact checked. All right. Thank you, Race Control. Love it. Much appreciated. And the other one was obviously Bobby Mantle. Wow, it is storming hard. So that takes me to my next topic. We have bad storms going on. So if we lose our broadcast, yeah, you guys know why.
He's got some loud boom booms in the area, so Mother Nature doesn't want him broadcasting Nashville. Apparently, it's trying everything, but Dustin's holding strong here on his end. That there in the mid-state of Illinois, and more pit stops underway. Dustin, looks like we got 3 in pit road. That's going to be EJ Luna, Garrett Spriggs, DJ Honeycutt. Those 3 in. Curtis Noble is in, so 4 really on this pit cycle on lap 46. The majority of the field. I didn't expect any one-stoppers because I know the tires will absolutely suck here after a long run. So the 2-stop is definitely the way to go. As we got the 22 DJ Honeycutt currently taking the race lead with the 92 of Jeff Hammond, 13 Stephen Hayes, Abram Ghostin, Paulie Torrance currently holding the top 5 through this cycle here. As we're going to need just a few laps to the lap 50 mark.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Jeremy. I don't, I mean, if any drivers are going to attempt to one-stop this, which at 100% fuel load you can, but if they're going to do that with the tires, man, more power to them. I mean, they definitely have the brass cojones to attempt that, and it may pay off, but man, is it going to be brutal. I mean, we already covered this track is tough on tires. Tires are going to be a premium here. But we do have drivers that are still staying out. Like you said, Donnie Honeycutt in the 22. Double Deuce is staying out. Jonathan Hammond in the 92 still out. Abram Ghost and Stephen Hayes. Paulie Torrance, Alex Zirkle, Jonathan Gaston, Stephen Abbassed. And then your Texas Motorsports team of Charlie Bass and Nolan Todd. That is your entire top 10 right now. Still has not come down pit road here. Well, now they're gonna make a liar out of me, Jeremy. Jonathan is gonna be like, nah, hold my beer. I'm gonna make you look like a goofball.
Yep, he sure is, isn't he? He is 1 down, and I don't know what the advantage is, Dustin. The times are probably so far off of one another compared to where they started. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how DJ Honeycutt holds up. Abram Ghost and Stephen Hayes, they're continuing to be out. They're almost 10 laps from the pit stop sequence when it started with Brad Miner and Tyler Honeycutt. So it looks like Ghost Motorsports is going to split this a little bit, with keeping a couple drivers in, putting a couple drivers early. And right now you see top 11 are on the lead lap. Everybody else 1 lap down. This track is short enough and quick enough to where when you take a pit stop, you're guaranteed to go 1 lap down.
Yeah, and that's just due to the length of the track itself. But Jeremy, we know tires equalize out. Fresh tires to old tires, they'll eventually equalize out. But at what point in time is staying out going to do more damage, trying to push it the long haul, as opposed to getting some fresh simulated Goodyear rubber back on those trucks?
Yeah, a few laps of looseness for the new freshies out there, then they'll go back at it, and expect to see those guys on pit road around lap 80. Here's the number 2, Stephen Abbassed. He's on pit road. And so we're just going to be down to just our top 10 roughly left. 3 wide on the front straightaway. And there's 2 teammates, or 1 teammate with new tires, 1 teammate with old, and then EJ Luna with the new set. He's currently going to take the lead out of these drivers. So right now, EJ Luna's going to cycle back to where he was the race lead whenever everybody else hits pit road at this time.
Well, not going to be the race lead just yet there, Jeremy. He's
just yet.
Yeah, not just yet. That's going to cycle Right now, himself and Tyler Honeycutt are running 10th and 11th, respectively, as they run on the track. Donnie Honeycutt still your race leader. Remember, we've had a number of drivers as we're going to pull up the AIG pit stop report. Right there, your top 9 from Donnie Honeycutt first to Bobby Mantle all the way back in 9th have not stopped yet. EJ Luna is the first of your drivers to take a pit stop. Is in 10th right now. So again, it all depends on how this is going to play out.
That's a beautiful graphic there. One of many new things we can show off. We've been doing that for past 6 months, I feel like, but this is the final package, and I can tell you that because, well, I finally, for the first time ever, got it in my hands, and maybe in April you might see me pressing the buttons as we got it finalized, and it looks beautiful.
And
We
I
have
get a day
vertical,
off.
horizontal.
I get a day off, Jeremy. After what was that
He
stat
thinks.
you threw out? You threw it. There was like 4 weeks ago. You threw a stat out, and that's what started and spearheaded this whole thing.
Yep, I said, well, it's been in communication for a while, but then I said, well, Dustin has had every single start of these broadcasts for 450 plus running broadcasts on the YouTube side and Twitch and all that good stuff. And so finally, and maybe next month, he can get his first day off where we're live and he's sitting on his couch, probably not even watching us, just enjoying a good time with his family. And a lot of trucks and contact here, 3 wide off of turn number 4. That got pretty dicey right there with one of the 2 Ram trucks in the middle of looks like an Oreo sandwich here. Chevrolet inside, outside. Dodge, the cream filled in the middle. Contact with Stephen Hayes, shuffles him wide into turn number 1. More contact between the Dodge and the Chevrolet on the inside here as we're continuing to go side by side. And Dustin, this is getting kind of fun right now.
Yeah, that was. It looks awesome to see the guys race like that and come out on that. Oh, contact there. The 31 got a little loose. That was contact. There's more contact going on, Jeremy. I don't know. These guys are racing pretty hard and heavy, and that's going to be the 74 Dustin Franklin, 31 at Jackson Clark. They were the bottom in the middle of that 3 wide sandwich there that we just covered with Stephen Hayes on the outside, and there was a little contact between the 74 and the 31. The 31 got a little loose, and then more contact, and now they're being held up. Now the 74 Dustin Franklin held up behind the 6 of Paulie Torrance. The 31 was held up behind the 72. This is close, hard racing, Jeremy, that is going on right now, and they're not all for position. So I mean, the Jackson Clark, the Dustin Franklin, that is for position, but the Paulie Torrance, Jonathan Gaston, those are not for position that they're running right now. They are just out there on older tires.
They're putting on one hell of a show for us here in this particular part of the racetrack. Oh, contact. 72, Jonathan Gaston to the outside wall there. Don't think that's going to be enough to do much harm to his truck, as we are 2 laps shy of the halfway mark of the Music City 160 presented by Texas Motorsports. Still great side-by-side racing here. 31 remains on the outside, and this time more contact back straightaway. Dustin's really just wanting to clear Mr. Jackson Clark. I think he finally might get him here based on the spoil of the camera. Does slide right in front of him momentarily. Oh, contact. Jackson does a little wall slap, or door slap rather, to the 80 to Curtis Noble as he makes his pass.
Yeah, I don't know if Curtis Noble got there in a hurry with Dustin Franklin and Jackson Clark racing as hard as what they were. And then when Franklin was able to clear, I don't know if the 31 was fully realizing that the 88 and Noble was down low. But now Curtis Noble looking to go around the 74 of Franklin. That is for position. All 3 of these are for position, as we do have Paulie Torrance in the 6 and Abram Ghostin in the 25 down pit road. Donnie Honeycutt in the 22 down pit road, Jeremy, at exactly the halfway point. So we know for a fact we have drivers that are just one stopping it. If it stays green, this is their one and done.
Which is really impressive. We are at the halfway mark, so they can go on the fuel. You see the 22 Honeycutt, he's on pit road. Here comes one of the both Texas Motorsports drivers here. Charlie Bass, Nolan Todd. Focusing now on your current race leader, Mr. Jonathan Gaston. Stephen Hayes, 13 seconds back. He's on pit road now. He's going to give it up at the halfway mark. Gaston continued to lead this thing through. So, look at the gap there. EJ Luna, 14 seconds back, quickly crawling. And they both have to make a pit stop, Dustin. They both have to pit. So if Gaston comes down now, this might be the race-winning move. I didn't think tires were going to be able to hold up, but Gaston's out here to try to prove me wrong. Maybe DJ Honeycutt does the same thing. I'm quite curious on how this is going to play out for these drivers.
Yeah, and when the halfway point hit, Jeremy, those drivers were still out in front of your set of trucks that have already come down pit road for the first time for their service. EJ Luna was one of those that led that charge down. But when Donnie Honeycutt came down pit road with all the other drivers that were coming down as well, so Paulie Torrance and everybody else, they were still ahead of that pack. So, Jeremy, it very well could be that at the pace these drivers are going, if it goes flag to flag, green to checkered, this could be the race-winning strategy move by one stopping this race, cutting it right down the center, and just gritting through the ill handling as we see the 72 Jonathan Gaston does give up that race lead, come down pit road for his one and only pit stop. This will relinquish the lead back to the 24 of EJ Luna where he has been, but EJ and at least half of the field, Jeremy, still have to make one more pit stop.
Yeah, they do, and we're going to keep watching the timer here. EJ Luna now taking the race lead, 3 seconds over Tyler Honeycutt, which that's a pretty impressive gap there alone. EJ's setting himself up for complete success here tonight if he can do it on the 2-stopper versus the 1-stopper, which again I thought was not even a thing. I want to go to the YouTubes. It's I have not really talked about them much other than one other time here in this broadcast. We got almost a full chat length of scrolling to do.
Jeremy slacking on his job. Oh, man.
I know. iRacing didn't update right, so I'm kind of thrown off my game a little bit, trying to figure some things out. But I think we're finally back in our rhythm. But we got Juan Respreto saying, Hammond, let's go, baby. And then also for Con, Alejandro Con, which not in this race, but he's cheering him on anyways. And then going through it a little bit here. Appreciate you, Twisted Drifter. That's race control tonight, Mr. Mr. Martin. He's doing fantastic, going back and forth between the race control and our chats, both on Twitch and YouTube. So appreciate you on that. It's just really about those two guys. Been cheering on Infield Legends as Juan as well. And let's pop it up one more time. Let's do the our brand new sponsor, Dustin, for Nerd TV. And the Nerditudes in general for our esports team, Twisted Setup Shop. We're going to do that virtue of the race in-truck race telemetry here, as we're going to see nice side-by-side action. Let's go on board, possibly with, let's go the spoiler cam with the 92 or even the roof camera. Both of these are going to be great action shots here, especially with the 46 to the outside. Brad and mine are going to try to hold on to this outside multi-groove racing here. And there's that twistedspeedsetups.com plug right there. Dustin was a brand new partner. We had a lot of communication with them recently, and I think this is a fantastic group with a lot of setups to offer for everybody.
Absolutely, and it was. I mean, we've been in a lot of talks with the whole Twisted cast of crew over there. That has, I mean, probably some of the best to work with. You tell them what the setup is doing or not doing, and probably the quickest turnaround with real-life stuff going on that, Jeremy, we have ever actually been able to do and have the pleasure of experiencing with the setup shop. So fantastic stuff. And the amount of setups, they have you covered, Jeremy. I mean, covered. They got you covered for eNASCAR, all the tracks for eNASCAR. That's A, B, and C. They go further than that. They got you covered for paved oval, short track racing, Jeremy, and I just got into it. Not but last week was my first one for street stocks, late model stocks, super late models. They got you covered. Legend cars, So they have you covered on the short track side. Guess what? They also have you covered on the dirt side. We're talking pro late models, super late models, UMP modifieds. We're talking dirt legends. They got you covered. And Jeremy, our personal favorite, especially with Nerd Esports and what we do, is those road racing setups as well that will come in clutch for those endurance special events like the 12 Hours at Sebring coming up pretty soon. So be sure you check out twistedspeedsetups.com. They definitely have the hookup. Awesome group to work with.
Yeah, 100% there. I continue to use their setups, and man, oh man, well worth it. I would say absolutely. And that communication, hands down, is second to none here in the community. And going back to the racing action here, EJ spreading that gap to 5 seconds as Tyler Honeycutt starting to fall off there, being one of the first to find pit road. That was about 30 laps ago. So those tires are nice and old, and there's your AI Chief pit stop report. EJ Luna, 27 laps to go with his 4 tires. Go to Tyler Honeycutt, you see the 31. Danny White, 33. He's the longest sitting driver on the track since his last green flag pit stop. As shout out to the racing from OTSS tonight. No yellow flags. We had those couple of issues there in the first few laps of the race, and that's it. Everybody else has been almost contact free, no wrecks to be found, and in about 6 laps we're going to see that 2/3 of the way mark of this race complete. And that's where those guys on your screen right now, most of the top 10 will shoot down pit road and take their final green flag pit stop.
Yeah, the drivers on that list that you folks out there watching, and again, much respect and love and appreciation for all of you, are going to be the driver number 8, Alex Zirkle, 18 laps on that set of tires, and Donnie Honeycutt in the double deuce, 13 on that set of tires. Those are, we know for a fact Donnie Honeycutt is your one-stopper. Zirkle, gonna have to save a little bit, but could probably stretch it out. Depending on fuel, at 100% should be able to make it, but those are going to be the one-stoppers. It's going to be interesting to see how this works out, Jeremy, when all the rest of that top 10, so all the rest of those 8 drivers in there, they come down and get fresh tires. Where's that going to put them out there on the track?
Yep, we'll find out in 5 or 6 laps, so no need to do the math on that because they're going to just show us in real time here in the next probably 5-ish minutes, almost 3 wide there. Look like Paulie want to go up the middle. Stephen Hayes gets a great launch off the inside there over Dustin Franklin. And the 74, there goes Paulie to the inside. 97 trying to look his way through there. Mr. Brad Berry, who's 9 laps down, 9 in contention for any positions, but he's still a driver on the track and still able to pass trucks when and where he can. He's going to do that over Dustin Franklin this time, as Dustin, on his older set of tires, continues to slide back a little bit here as we're 77 laps into the Music City 160, presented by Texas Motorsports.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, it's Brad Berry's out there still racing, not on the lead lap, but there are other drivers not on the lead lap, Jeremy, so you have to take into consideration there could be, battles for Lucky Dog depending on how many laps each driver is down. That's a battle as well, because that's a chance to, get back on the lead lap. And I just realized I called it Lucky Dog. It's not a Lucky Dog. It's the extra lap presented by Extra Life. See, I flubbed it up, Jeremy. Just fire me now. Does anybody want to produce Nerd TVs in lines and looking for a new producer? Because this one sucks.
Well, great news. Next month. We already talked about it.
Oh, that's why you were doing it. You're going to can me, aren't you, Jeremy? I see how it is.
My product now.
Dustin Franklin comes down pit road. This was much expected, Jeremy. We've seen him falling back with those older tires, but this is going to open up that final pit window for the other half of the field that didn't try to stretch it out for a one-stop and done, and that includes your race leader, EJ Luna, second place, Garrett Spriggs, and third place, Tyler Honeycutt. So your current Nerd TV podium, that does include them.
Yep, and we're going to see a lot more come down here in just next few laps. Only 1, 2 in now. Jackson Clark into the 31. One of the 2 Dodge, or sorry, I can't say Dodge. I'm always going to say Dodge. I'm sorry, but it's the Ram. Which the Ram actually might be blending back in with Dodge here in a short few years. So we'll see how that works. Yeah.
But right now, it's not Dodge, it's Ram.
Yeah, Dodge wants a piece of the NASCAR money pot. They see him back in there doing things, and maybe they want back into, ask for a little forgiveness from the racing fans as they quit NASCAR over a decade and a half ago.
After winning the championship. They won the championship, and they're like, nope, we're walking out the door. We got the title. Deuces.
We're John Elway. We're, whatever the case is, we're going to walk out on top. Here we are. We're on lap 81. Who's going to come down pit road? Oh, there's one truck there. There it is. There's Danny White and Tyler Honeycutt, 2 drivers in on this time lap 81. And so we're going to see where they come out and play with the one stopper there of the 72 especially. Really curious. Here comes EJ Luna, race leader. He's going to give up his position. Garrett Spriggs should be
right behind him.
Okay, yep. I said soon after, but that's immediately after. As they continue to file in here, expect the next 5 laps to be just pit road heavy full of these trucks.
Yeah, and that is going to relinquish the race lead to Jonathan Hammond in the 92 there. Hammond's still going to have to make a pit stop as well. But, Jeremy, I mean, there's a lot of strategies going on here that are at play. We do know that this will be the final stop for drivers like EJ Luna, Garrett Spriggs, Tyler Honeycutt, Danny White. That is their last one. But we also know that there is a mix of drivers in this top 10 that do not have to stop at all. And one of them is the driver of that double deuce right there, Jeremy, not too far off of your race leader. That's Donnie Honeycutt. He came in on lap 61, lap 60 to 61, right at that halfway mark. Does not have to pit again. And he is that close, Jeremy. That tells me that by the time this works out, that could be that race-winning move right there, because he is going to have a huge advantage on time and distance on that track.
Yeah, it's going to be impressive. But we're going to see the closure rate, too, of those fresh tires on the track. They're going to... We saw it right before the race leader at the halfway mark came down pit road, the top 3 rather. You saw how quickly it was closing in, and we're going to see that on lap 100, 110, and eventually get down to the race in on lap 120. Is looking at the number 22, Donnie Honeycutt, one of the guys stretching it through here. Jeff Hammond as well in the 92. These 3 guys with the 15 Honeycutt as well. DJ, Donnie, and Jeff Hammond all neck and neck here on the front straightaway. Alex Zirkle in the 8 truck. He's kind of hanging in there, second and a half back. You see him right there on your screen, currently P4. And then you're going to go 6.5 seconds back to find the 88, his teammate, Mr. Curtis Noble. Let's just complete this, Dustin. Let's complete the Nerd TV Top 10 recap a little bit after halfway through here. Just take a quick look there at the Sim Racing Fiends. 4th, 5th, and 13th. Garrett Spriggs taking the 2-stopper. He's going to shoot back up through the field. Expect him to be well within the top 10, maybe even top 5 when this thing's all said and done, because he's got a really bad, fast truck here. Let's see, Abram Ghost, and he's going to take over 5th place at this time. Looks like actually we're going to hold off on that because we got Stephen Hayes. He's fallen back quite a bit, so to do the recap, it's going to shuffle too much. We'll hold that for another 10 laps. Possibly here's our 3 wide on the back straightaway.
Yeah, 3 wide on the back straightaway. That is the 64 Danny White that went down. Now 3 wide. Noble on the bottom. Hayes in the center. Abram Ghostin up top. Oh, little bit of wiggle there. Slight contact, and that's going to break that 3 wide up real quick, Jeremy. Back to single file are the 25, 13, and 88.
Single file here, and you get the mixture of tires coming into play, so it's dicing some things up through this field. Let's take a look at the iRacing iFlag track map. Let's see where this heavy amount of trucks are. Right now it's in turn 3 and 4, front straightaway. Turn 1 and turn 2 are pretty light overall. Here comes the 15 DJ Honeycutt. He's on pit road for the final time under green flag conditions here. As the majority of the field going through turns 1 right now into turn 2. A lot of trucks on the back straightaway as well. Not completely taking over this entire track, but is very typical Nashville race. Other than Dustin, still no cautions. Really impressed by that number. Nashville typically with the close quarter racing that you get with it's a 1.5 miles, but it doesn't feel like a 1.5 miles. And that's because the banking is not strong. The concrete is just It's a little less forgiving compared to the asphalt stuff. And I expected at least a yellow or two, but these guys are just doing a kick-ass job right now.
They absolutely are, Jeremy. And if you look at your scoring telemetry down below, Jeremy, your top 7, all within 8.5 seconds from the leader to 7th place, they have not come down pit road. Your drivers from 8th place on all have come down pit road. 23.5 seconds plus is the split differential between them and the leader. That's a lot of laps right there, a lot of time, big stretch with only 30 laps left here, and you have to complete lap 90 here.
Yeah, 100% there. You see the 8 Alex Zirkle, he's taking over 2nd place. Donnie Honeycutt currently your race leader as he's quickly pulling from the number 8 there. He's on pit road, number 8. Yep, he's dropping like a rock right there. He's on pit road for sure. So that's going to move up Abram Ghost into P2, Stephen Hayes 3rd. Jonathan Gaston, one of the one-stoppers there in 4th. And that's actually a big drop in time there because Donnie rather, he's on the one-stopper. Gaston's on the one-stopper. They were not 8 seconds back, or separated rather, so I'm kind of curious what happened to the 72.
Yeah, and not sure, and a lot of it could be lap traffic, Jeremy. I mean, we just had the track map up, just seen that 3/4 of the track was covered. That is a mix of lead lap and lap down cars, fresh tires amongst old tires, and it's very, very tough right now as the 880 Curtis Noble coming down pit road. It's very tough to pass. We seen the 3-wide racing. That was a mixture of old tires, new tires, and we seen what was going on. It gets tough. You have to back off. You have to bide your time. You lose time that way. And right now, Donnie Honeycutt out by almost a 7-second lead over the 25 of Avram Ghostin right there. And there's the 25 on your screen. We're following the 25 up 12 spots, Jeremy. We talked about that new fancy feature, the gains. 2 of your biggest movers right now are 1st and 2nd. That's Donnie Honeycutt, the double deuce, Avram Ghostin in the 25. Your other big mover, the 94, Charlie Bass, up 14 spots, trying to crack that top 10. And speaking of Charlie Bass, Jeremy, I didn't tell you this because apparently I'm just a bad producer and I just forget these things or what? But we do have an in-car camera, and it is none other than Charlie Bass himself giving us that awesome double shot that we like to see. Not as much foot movement as what we would see at a road course like, say, Lime Rock, but still an awesome view to see the cockpit rig shot, see the footwork, and again, that is your 2nd highest mover at 14 positions, trying to crack the top 10, and that position's right in front of him, Jeremy. That's at 92 of Jonathan Hammond.
You know what? It's okay, but it also gives me an idea. Maybe I should get a 2nd camera mounted to show my footwork at Sebring coming up in 18 days. March 28th, Nerd Esports is going to attempt their 4th consecutive Sebring and try to finish their 4th consecutive Sebring. And not just finish, but we finished on the lead lap for the GT3 class alone in all attempts. So we've been pretty happy about that. But we're going to try to do that. So I love this view from Charlie Bass. I love that he's got 2 cameras set up for us. And the shoes, Dustin, the shoes, look at them.
Love it.
They're kick-ass shoes. I want to know, are they just like official racing shoes? Are they just like a decorated shoe? We got to maybe ask and talk to him about those things, and maybe one day we'll get him up in the booth and get that question answered. I really enjoy those.
Yeah, well, I do know that some will use actual official racing shoes. Wrestling shoes also do the same justice, very similar.
That's true.
Especially for rig racing. If you haven't noticed, Jeremy, and Charlie would be very upset if I didn't make mention of this, but they did change their paint jobs to help us old guys up here in the booth not get confused between the 94 of Charlie Bass and the 99 of Nolan Todd. They have 2 completely different paint schemes now for Texas Motorsports, not running the same one, so hopefully that'll help.
You know, one's running a Hendrick number and one's running a custom number, so that alone's a huge significant change for us viewing this race here. And you know, we thank you for that. That's great, but also leave it for your guys' taste. Let us try to do the work. There's a 3 wide almost here off of turn number 4. Stephen Hayes up the middle, Dustin Franklin there, and the number 8 Alex Zirkle all mixing it up right in front of this 99. Mr. Todd here, as he's watching a lot of craziness unfold. 8 trying to go to the outside of the 13, fresher tires. He's gonna make the outside pass here. Steven Rada looks like he may be coming off pit road here. Slow on the inside, or maybe he's making a pit stop this time. I don't know yet. Nope, he's gonna stay out. So looks like he's just on his freshies here, letting the field go by with 21 laps to go, Dustin.
Yeah, 21 laps to go. Now, that was not a pass for position. They were fighting the 13 on track for the physical location, but not for position. Stephen Hayes currently sitting in P4. He's trying to chase down that 72 in front of him. That's Jonathan Gaston. Gaston trying to chase down the 25 of Abram Ghostin, and they're all trying to chase down that double deuce of Donnie Honeycutt.
7.2 seconds is the gap there between the 22 and the 25. Jonathan Gaston, P3. The 3 guys up front right now on the one-stopper strategy, which I think we have a graphic that shows how many pit stops these guys have had. We got our pit stop report for sure from the previous stop. And there it is. There's your top running drivers. 41, 41, 36, 39, 41. And then you get to the 19 lappers. So the top 5 is on the one-stop strategy. Everybody else, or well, at least not everybody else, but you got Bobby Mantle who's crawling through that penalty. He's the only one that's kind of mixing it up a little bit there, but he's trying to do what he can. And he's in 10th place, so that one-stopper seems to be the way to go based on this stat alone.
Yeah, and we could sit here and break it down to the top 20 there, Jeremy, so we can go even further back. So Bobby Mantle just got passed by Jonathan Hammond. Mantle out there on 40-lap old tires right now. You see DJ Honeycutt, 14, 21, and 23 for Minor and Clark, respectively. So, again, you see that mix and that, that hodgepodge of pit strategies that are going on right now, and it's going to be very dependent on what happens on the track. This could work out very well, and I guarantee you Donnie Honeycutt right now wants these next 17 laps to go exact same way the last 103 laps have gone, and that's green flag, because that the strategy for these one-stoppers is going to work out to perfection.
Yeah, it's going very well for them right now. It's looking very promising, and I think we might do it. We might go green to checker with none of the yellow flags popping up in the middle of this thing. I don't want to jinx it, but we've talked about it multiple times and nothing's come to fruition on that. So I think we're going to be A-OK. Continue to cover it. There's Gaston, just kind of slightly brushes the wall for us on screen saying, hey, I'm hearing you guys, but still no caution here. 7.6 seconds is the gap still between the race leader and second place. And then we have 12 drivers currently sitting on the lead lap. Everybody else 1 lap down or more. Started off with Bradley Minor. He is the first driver in contention of the +1 extra lap presented by Extra Life. We got about 7 or 8 of those guys just waiting at the bit to see who can get to that position if there is a caution. But that's wishful thinking. So right now these guys are rock solid as far as keeping this thing under green flag conditions.
Yeah, and they really are. And the cameras are focused on the 25 of Ghostin and the 72 of Gaston, because this is going to be heating up for your battle for second place. So both of these drivers are in the Nerd TV podium right now, respectively second and third, but they have been inching closer and closer to each other. So this battle here is definitely one that could be heating up. The space among a lot of the other drivers in the top 5, no real pressure are anywhere around the 13 is Stephen Hayes. Paulie Torrance doesn't really have any pressure right now around him. Solid top 5 run for him. EJ Luna even further back right now, trying to chase down Paulie Torrance. You see Paulie Torrance is at the bottom left of your screen. So this could be heating up quite a bit. Some of these drivers definitely have a good chance, and they're on mark and on par to crack that top 5. But Jeremy, if this thing stays green, I don't think they're going to be able to get anywhere in the ballpark or zip code of Donnie Honeycutt, or even possibly anybody in the Nerd TV podium right now, which is Avram Ghostin and Jonathan Gast.
Yeah, it is real close of a battle right here. 2/10, 3/10 is the separation between the 25 and the 72. As Gaston's continuing to charge through, not going to be able to get to that overall race leader. Donnie Honeycutt at the 22 is looking to pick up a checkered flag for the 9th race of the 12-race season to start off the OTSS career. Inaugural season.
And I do believe if he can pull it off, that would be his first for this season. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I was in the middle of fact-checking that, and I can confirm 0 wins. Goose Egg still at this moment in time for the 22.
Has finished in the podium and bridesmaid a number of times this season, but just has not been able to seal the deal, Jeremy. But it looks like tonight that the strategy call could pay off, and tonight in the Music City could be the night for that double deuce.
Yeah, if we see a caution, it's lights out. He's going to have to fight for his life or come down pit road. But don't plan to see that here. We have no real. It's so bizarre how spaced out this thing is, and how clean this race has been. See, he's led 41 laps of the total of 110 laps run. So almost half the laps have been led by the 22 on this one-stop call. Just been doing a fine job there. As we're going to focus back on the second place position. They got a couple trucks around them, Dustin. The 25, 72 they're right there. They're 2 by 2. We got a 4-truck battle on the track here. See the 72 Gast on the inside of the 74 Dustin Franklin. Oh, Curtis Noah's going to tag the back of the 72. That's not going to be appreciated as he's battled for position.
No, and that's attributed to the difference in strategies and tires, Jeremy. The 72 had to roll off. These trucks are very aero dependent now. They can get dirty air. They can get, aero push. And when you attribute some of that to older tires as well, the 72 had to roll out of the throttle a little bit more and had to wait before getting back in the throttle again as to not drift up, whereas the 88's got fresher tires, able to roll out of the throttle later, able to roll back in, and they just met in the middle. And Jeremy, we again proved this time and time again that two forms, even in the simulated world, two forms of matter cannot occupy the same space at the same time, and we are not talking about net code or lagging where you go inside the truck or car that you're racing. No, that doesn't count. So again, difference in old and new.
Yeah, it's not going to see it happen. Number 88, Curtis Noble, thought he was going to make it happen, but nope, that's not going to be. As a little draft action here down the front straightaway. Number 25, Avram Ghostin, trying anything to keep himself in front of this 72. Once this second place position, they're still, even though they're racing hard, Dustin, they're still catching the 22 Adani slowly. They're not going to get there in the next 7 laps. However, they are still technically gaining on the race leader. EJ Luna's try to run his qualifying laps all the way through, but he is kind of stuck at this 9 to 8 second bracket right now. He might get down to the 7s at most, but that truck's starting to have that tire wear fall off where he's not running the super quick lap times. You can see the comparison there, 0.4 of a second difference between EJ and the leader's last lap. But that, that's still 9 seconds back of that. And that 0.4 is going to turn into 0.3 probably before this runs over.
Yeah, the tires are starting to equalize out. EJ Luna and a lot of the drivers that chose the 2-stop approach have had to really push their equipment on this last stint. And it's starting to show. It really is. But right now, the 25 of Avram Ghostin is pulling in your race leader, Donnie Honeycutt, Jeremy. Just about 5-6 laps ago, it was 7.5 seconds, now down to 5.7 seconds is the distance, as these two are again, back at it, and that's Ghostin and Gaston, the 25 and 72. But Jeremy, 4 laps to go. It's just not enough time. It just can't do it right now. Everything is in control of that 22 Donnie Honeycutt for another 4 laps here in the Music City.
And this race, Dustin, has just been live for, I think, just over 1 hour. We've been live for about 70 minutes or such. But the green flag conditions have probably just been 1 hour exactly. One of the shortest races of the season, and that's what happens whenever you go green flag to checkered with nothing in between. And here in just the next 40 seconds or such, we're going to see, or sorry, about a minute and a half, we're going to see that 22 take the checkered flag here, as we're still focusing on this battle.
Gaston
really close.
got it.
1 truck length is the difference. Yeah, he finally got it.
Yeah, he was able to complete that pass on Abram Ghostin there, but Ghostin not giving up on it. Still trailing. EJ Luna did pass Polly Torrance and Stephen Hayes, now sitting in 4th. That's going to bump Stephen Hayes back to 5th. Polly Torrance right behind him, though, Jeremy, about 4 truck lengths behind Stephen Hayes. Still trying to trail it, 2 laps to go. He's got 2 laps to try to crack that top 5, which we know is a pivotal point because that's a stat in the stat book. Top 5s, top 10s, podiums, race wins. There you go. Those are your stats. So a couple drivers still trying to just tooth and claw and just get anything they can. But white flag, Jeremy, this thing will go flag to flag. Donnie Honeycutt in the double deuce coming off of turn 2. 2 more corners, and that goose egg in that win column will turn into a 1 for driver of the 22.
Turn 3 and 4, the final time. There's the gap. The 72's got it over the 25. And 22, Donnie Honeycutt, congratulations on your first checker flag of the 2026 season. Job well done, leading just over 50 laps to complete this thing out for Ghost Motorsports. And we're going to be talking to this man as well as Jonathan Gaston, Abram Ghostin in the Victory Fuel post-race show. But hell of a drive here. The one-stopper does it at Nashville.
Yeah, and the one stop worked out for a lot of drivers, Jeremy. I mean, Donnie Honeycutt, race winner, Jonathan Gaston, Abram Ghostin, all 3 of those, one stopper. Your first 2 stopper was EJ Luna in 4th place. Stephen Hayes, 1 stopper. Polly Torrance, 1 stopper. Your next 2 stopper, Garrett Spriggs in 7th place. Tyler Honeycutt in 8th place. So, again, awesome call. It worked out, and it paid dividends that this race went flag to flag. But hell of a job by those 2 stoppers to try to make gains and get back up there.
As we're going to watch the 22 burn it down here on the front straightaway. Starting off on the apron side and going to keep it nice and low on the track. As he's going to burn it off right on the guitar logo there on the infield. And that was the most simplest burnout I have seen so far this season, if that's all he's going to do. As we're going to kick it over to the unofficial results here for race number 9 of the 2026 season at Nashville. And there we go. We got Donnie Honeycutt, Jonathan Gaston, Abram Ghostin, EJ Luna, Stephen Hayes completes the top 5, Polly Torrance, Garrett Spriggs, Tyler Honeycutt, Jonathan Hammond, and DJ Honeycutt completes that top 10. Then 11th on back, you have Danny White, Alex Zirkle, Bobby Mantle with a great recovery there from that EOL penalty. Brad Miner, Curtis Noble, Jackson Clark, Charlie Bass, Dustin Franklin with an off night there in the 74. Stephen Abbassed and Nolan Todd complete the top 20. And then you have John Border, Dave Harrington, Steve Rada, and Brad Barry. And then the 25th entry tried to qualify and was the first DNQ of the season. Jared Hammond, the truck 36. We'll see him maybe make an attempt next week. As we do have 2 of our top 3 ready to go. Dustin, I think it's time. We're going to go Victory Fuel post-race show. Talk to our top 3. And we're going to start with the number 25, Abram Ghostin. Abram, this is Jeremy Dustin in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes.
Hey, man, P3 for you. That one stopper, definitely doing the trick. Put you up 11 positions overall here this evening. Was that in the cards from the get-go for you?
Yeah, I didn't get much time to practice with the update. I literally ran no practice laps, so I was kind of in the blind. So I felt like I needed to do something to make up spots. And yeah, not only was the one stop in my strategy, the part that hurt me, that ended up being the right call, but I hadn't entered pit road, and I think I was in second behind Donnie on that strategy. And man, I gave up so much time entering pit road. I don't know, had flashes of Texas where the right when you enter pit road, that's the timer. And so I gave up probably 2 or 3 seconds entering pit road. But overall, yeah, the one-stop strategy played out to be the way to go.
Talk about the update that happened today. How's these trucks feeling? Do they feel any different?
I couldn't notice. I didn't really notice much. My system was acting up, and then halfway through the race, my butt kicker kicked in. So I really haven't had. I didn't get enough chance. It felt like normal Nashville to me. I'm normally decent here. I would have liked to qualify better, so I had to try something. These guys were super fast today.
That's gonna be kind of an odd sensation. Starting up halfway through the race, all of a sudden you can feel the track in your seat.
Yeah.
Um, that's got to be
Yeah.
odd there, but well, great stuff, man. For little to no practice, you did well. P3 tonight. Any shout outs you want to give out before we let you go?
Absolutely. Donnie, great win. I was running the same strategy as him, so I thought I had something for him, but I didn't. Jonathan ran great, Paulie, and obviously the leader of the crew, uh, Danny White. But I just appreciate the league. I appreciate you guys and putting on the broadcast. I enjoy watching it back. Enjoy just the group. OTSS is really fun to run in. We're keeping it super clean week in, week out. So hats off to the drivers and the admin team.
I mean, well, appreciate your time. Go get them next week. Maybe we'll talk to you then.
I appreciate you, buddy. Take care.
Yes, sir. You too. That's your third place finisher, Abram Ghost. And now we have number 72, Jonathan Gaston. Jonathan, congratulations on a strong performance here this evening.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Up 5 positions from your starting spot there, doing the one stopper. You were leading the thing up until your pit stop. What was the difference between you and Donnie there on that midway point pit stop?
I was really cautious getting in. I practiced my pit stop a few times pre-race, and let's just say I ended up in the grass, and I definitely didn't want to do that with being out front, and I just slowed it down way too much, and I really think that was the big difference in the lap the lap we had there.
A Big Ten for that. Mr. Dustin, do you have anything for our runner-up finisher tonight?
Yeah, I tell you what, hell of a run there, Jonathan. Tell us about that battle between you and Avram Ghostin. I mean, you guys, one-stop strategy. You guys were duking it out for what seemed like half of the race. I know it wasn't half of the race, but there the last 20 laps or so, you guys were duking it out. Tell us the challenges you had, because I mean, you guys got so close, and then you had, drivers in there with faster tires that kind of broke you guys up. What was the tipping point that was able to get that 72 in front of that 25?
Well, I'll be honest. He let me go. Yeah, we had that strategy, man. It was Paulie was on the same strategy, and we were running strong. And we had a few drivers. I mean, I got banned for race manipulation, and I came over the comms and I kind of called it out because we got drivers on fresh tires that blew our doors off, and then all of a sudden they slowed down and was taking the air away from Ghost. And yeah, we'll have to go back and review that. I don't want to cause too much controversy right now, but after that, I was just following Ghost. I was content to just ride behind him. I tell you, we got great teammates at Old Dogs, and he's a fantastic driver, fantastic teammate. And honestly, he let me go. He's like, "Here you go, take it low," and I did. And I think I had a little bit fresher tires than him. I stayed out a little bit longer. So, but yeah, he just pulled over and let me have second place there.
There you go, Dustin. A little friendly competition at the end turned into an
Yeah.
easy breezy pass at the
Look
very
at
end to
that.
let Jonathan by. So that was kind of cool. If I was Aberdeen, I would have been fighting for my life to get P2, but it's okay. These guys are really respectful of one another. Jonathan, congratulations on P2. Any shout outs before we let you go?
Yep. If I had any Dodge County High School students in tonight, I told them to watch your guys' chat and share it up, but I don't know if they logged in tonight. Holler at them. Holler at my wife. She's in there taking care of my boy. Hall Drilling, Tom's Tire, Precision Design, and Bourbon Hills Barbecue. And like always, you guys put on a hell of a broadcast, and I appreciate everything you guys do.
Thank you, sir. And maybe we'll talk to you again next weekend. So have a good
Maybe if
rest
we
of your
keep
weekend.
talking to him, he'll send us some of that Bourbon Street barbecue. I'm just saying. I mean, we're nerds. We do like to eat. I'm saying.
Barbecue's my number one choice, man.
That's right. Right.
Well, depends on how far away you are. I might just have to deliver.
I like the way you do business. All right. All right.
Can be expensive delivery bill, sir, but we appreciate you, man.
We love road trips around here.
Perfect. Very
My
good, man. All right, go get you some next week.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. You too. The man with the barbecue, Jonathan Gaston, P2 here tonight. 2 old dogs drivers inside that top 3. They continue just to do very well in the OTSS opening season. And now, to load up the Victory Lane scene presented by Victory Fuel itself, we got our first time winner from the number 22, Donnie Honeycutt. Congratulations on the victory tonight.
I appreciate it, man.
Fantastic stuff. About 5 drivers on the one stopper. Your team kind of split it. 2 in doing the 2 stopper, 2 with the 1 stop, and you excelled way better than everybody else. How did you get the race lead? I heard it was maybe because of the pit stop exchange, but outside of that, you had a large lead over everybody else.
Yeah, it's on the pit stop. Unfortunately, the qualifying didn't go my way. I had to start 16th, and I think I got all the way up to the top 5 before pit stops. So I had a pretty fast truck there, but started seeing everybody pit. So yeah, I said, well, I was the first guy that the furthest in front that had opportunities. So I thought I'll go ahead and try it. I one lap good on fuel halfway through the race there, so I said we'll try it and just see how if it works out, and hopefully no cautions, and just glad and very fortunate.
Dustin, what you got for our race winner?
I tell you what, Donnie, congratulations, man. Finally got the dub. Tell us how it feels. As many times this season as you finished in the podium, you finished bridesmaid, to finally turn that goose egg into a number 1 in that win column. Tell us how that feels.
Yeah, it feels really good. I told the guys tonight after qualifying, I think somebody put a curse on me in this league, because all my other leagues I haven't had any issues, but for some reason this league I keep on having issues and just couldn't get a win. But yeah, pretty excited. Just hope I can build on this, and hopefully win some more before the season's up.
Well, I tell you what, my guy, awesome job. Like I said, I think you can sit here and wipe your hands clean of that curse that obviously is non-existent, man. You drove a hell of a job. You had the right strategy. It worked out flag to flag, played, right into your favor on it. Congratulations on your first win this season. But floor is yours, my man. Any shout outs, thanks you want to give?
Well, first, I hate I couldn't give the fans a better burnout, but I only had half a lap of fuel when I come off of turn 4, so I had to clutch it all around. And I think I got a couple donuts in before I ran out of gas. But my teammates at Ghost Motorsports, DJ, Tyler, Bradley, all my family, my friends, my mom, my brother, they watch all our broadcasts, all our races. So shout out to them. The team owners and all the admins. Tyler and DJ, they've done a really good job with this league, and it's continuing to grow. So Empower Ed Research Institute for coming on board and sponsoring our league, and I just found out today they're going to sponsor us for next season as well. So shout out to them. All the drivers that showed up, heck of a race, caution free. Couldn't ask for any better than that. So, and everybody very respectful around them, give and take when you're passing them, if they're on the lead lap or not. So that was really nice. But just you guys for doing the broadcast. I really enjoy you guys, all the broadcasts you guys do, and just enjoy going back watching them. And anyway, just can't wait for next week.
All right, man, sounds good. Go get them. Maybe you'll flip that script there and have a fantastic running for the final few races of the season.
All right, sounds good, man. I hope so.
Yes, sir. All right, that was Donnie Honeycutt, winner of tonight's music City 160 presented by Texas Motorsports. Dustin. Green to checkered, no yellows. That's we haven't seen that in quite a few weeks here from our end of things, and it's kind of cool to see.
Yeah, that's definitely something. I mean, hats off that these guys are able to do that. Fantastic job. Glad to hear that. I mean, you guys see how the racing is. I mean, this league, it's got something, man. It has something, Jeremy, and it's running with it. Glad to see that they've got things going. They're looking to open up their charters already for next season. They've already had people asking about charters when they're going to open up because they wanted to make a bid for the OTSS Select Series. And Powerhead Research Institute back next season. They're coming back. Don't know the details, that they're going to do the awards, that there's going to be more, less, what, but they're sponsoring in some way, shape, or form. So that's amazing. And Jeremy, they have already locked us in for broadcasting for OTSS Select Series season number 2. You can see all the racing action here the rest of this season and next season. So great stuff. Love when races goes like this, man. Good, clean, hard racing, Jeremy. Exactly what you expect from the Music City here at Nashville.
100% there. I appreciate you guys joining in. I think we had about 3-ish consecutive viewers on Twitch, which I know the Tuesdays were kind of slacking on that a little bit, but we got there, I think, overall tonight. So really thank you guys on the Twitch side. On YouTube, of course, you guys are just kicking butt on the viewership.
Tearing it up all day long.
To 20,
love you guys.
So,
much love.
Yeah. Thank you much. And that's going to set a sail here as we are not live this Thursday. So we're going to come back live on YouTube next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, for another OTSS race number 10 of 12 as we get down to the final 3 races of the season. Until then, you guys stay safe. Get your nerd on. Dustin, what you got for him?
As always, not goodbye. Just till next time. Nerdy out there.
Touchscreen and louder to the range. Fuel burns in the glow of the pixel blaze. The rubber is rolled, the fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. Our TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines climb. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racer staring through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm.